Hello everyone and welcome back to Hermitcraft. Last time we made the Sculk come alive at our base. Would highly recommend you check out that video if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But the Sculk has been shifting and changing and bubbling a little bit here, covering the pathway a little bit in some areas, and I'm curious to see on the map if it has a big impact near the end of this episode. But if we make our way down here, we have some more stuff on Cub's Great To Do board of Stuff and Things 2TM. More specifically, we have to add some Wacky Mobs to the base today. Now, when I say Wacky Mobs, I mean it's going to be pretty wacky. It's going to be a pretty wild mob amount that we have here at our base. And let me sort of explain some of the lore of the base if you are unfamiliar with this project. So, the idea here is that the Sculk has corrupted this land. You can see it's replaced every single block in this area except for the pathways of deep slate and cobble deep slate, as well as the minerals. We got redstone, we got diamonds, and we got raw gold and amethyst. So the amethyst is sort of immune to the Sculk. It doesn't really have any Sculk growing on it because it's actually part of the Sculk, as evidenced by the calibrated Sculk sensor. Meanwhile, the redstone and the diamonds, these are getting eaten away at by the Sculk, as you can see here, as there's some redstone splayed about, there's some plants growing off of the decomposed minerals, and yeah, things are sort of spreading out throughout the area here, and the same with the diamonds. You can see some Sculk growing on this, and yeah, some plants growing off of the decomposing diamonds as the Sculk eats away at it. However, there is not a cause of this quite yet. And the same thing with the gold over here, I should say. So you can see here, little gold flakes, little gold shavings coming off the side of the gold bits. So what else is, what is actually causing this? I've never really discussed this too much, but the cause of this is actually a family of witches. More specifically, there were 4 witch sisters which lived deep underground here at one time, and they basically decided one day that they were going to test their magic on the overworld. And so they rode up to the surface on 4 amethyst pillars, namely these pillars in here. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 of them here. They rode these pillars up from deep, deep underground in this giant cavern, and they basically cursed the land here, causing the Sculk to start to spread, to take anchor up here. And once the Sculk starts to spread, it spreads like wildfire. And that corrupted the entire rest of the base from this central initial corruption point. And so, basically, our goal today is to move those 4 witch sisters into this section, and they're going to be basically running around here, cackling forevermore. Alright everybody, so here's the plan. So we need a couple things to move these witches. We're going to need some utilities, namely some boat action, in this case a bamboo raft, and we'll also need some leads to move the bamboo raft and move the witches over to the base. Now, luckily I know exactly where to get some witches. A long time ago, Hypno actually had a villager trading hall, and unfortunately his villager trading hall got hit by lightning, which converted some of the villagers to witches. So we're going to use those villagers from Hypno's trading hall, and I've asked him and he said it was cool. And we can basically move those guys to our base here, and we're also going to be utilizing the Happy Ghast here, which we can hopefully get back if I can make the jump. Yeah, let's go. So we are on our way to Hypno's base, which is kind of close to the original spawn of the world. Just cross this ridge here, fly over Cleo's, and then head to spawn. So this flight might take a bit of time, but hopefully we'll get there. And oh, you know what I also needed? Hang on. Shoot. I forgot a fence. We need a fence to attach these leads to. Let's just float on down here. And a fence. Yeah, we're going to need to temporarily park this because we also need to name the witches before we actually move them. So, without further ado, let's head back to Hypno's area and let's get ourselves some witches. Alright everyone, welcome back. So we are currently near the shopping district. You can see our big firework up there, and here's the courthouse and things. And here is Hypno's base. You guys might remember this from way early on in the season when we actually created a mechanism that can shoot a firework further than any crossbow possibly can, to shoot a firework from Hypno's house all the way over to above the castle over here. We did that for Hypno as part of a job. And if we make our way down here, oh, there's a goat right there. Okay, cool. So we're going to basically see if we can do this. Let's grab... Is this goat trying to ram us here? But can't because we're in the air. Might be. Might be. Alright, we're going to basically attach this ghast here. The ghast is... The goat is trying to ram us. Okay. Did not expect the rogue goat here, but I think it should be okay. So besides the rogue goat here, which is continuously trying to ram us, we should probably show you the witches here. So these witches, again, were part of Hypno's trading hall a long time ago, and they basically got all converted to witches, as you can see back here, and you can hear from the cackling. So these witches are what we're going to put in our base, and we have to figure out the best way to attach them to the ghast and fly them over. Alright everyone, so here's the plan. So we can't just transport a witch directly underneath the happy ghast. The reason is because the witch throws potions, which it'll try to throw at me when I'm riding the happy ghast, which will hit the ghast and eventually kill it. Now, to combat that, we've got some splash potions of instant healing, which should help in case there's an inadvertent, like, splash potion thrown. But we also have some extra boats, and these are going to basically be buffer boats. So we're going to have a boat here, boat here, boat here, and we're just going to attach these like this. So we're going to have 3 buffer boats, which should give us enough space, I think, to separate us from the witches so that they don't throw potions at us while we're transporting them. That's kind of the key thing here. And then this 4th boat, this will be the first one with the witch in it. Alright, so we got our buffer of boats here, and now we got to start to put the witches into these boats. I also got some dirt blocks, which we can use to basically, make sure that these witches don't hit us with potions while we're waiting here, because that could be pretty deadly as well, because potions go right through our armor. Armor doesn't help at all here. So, I guess we start placing. So, I think if I place a boat like here, and then remove this block, I think the witch should jump in, at which point we can grab it with the lead, and then drag it over to this guy. Let's just see how it goes. Yes, okay. And then, oh, he can't actually... Oh, he can't hit us. Okay. So we got to be careful with this. Okay, yep. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We're not here. We're just doing normal things. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so there's the first witch attached. Okay. I'm actually going to keep this wall going. So 1 down, 4 to go. Wow, that is a lot of poison. Let's just quickly eat a carrot so that we can hopefully not die to like a goat ramming us. There we go. How long does this last? Oh my god. Okay, it's still going. Okay. We're good now. Okay, that went pretty smooth though. Okay, they're still trying to hit us though. Oh, the villagers. The poor villagers. Okay. Right. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh man. All right, let me sleep, and then we'll go to the next day. Hopefully this will work though. Well, these guys do throw potions from quite far away, as you can see, so this might be an issue. Yeah. Let's see, I wonder, I have some invisibility potions. Maybe that could help. Let's just get over here. Out of the line of sight of the witch. Let's see if we can drink some invisibility, and that might be the key. Yeah, splash potion of invisibility. Bam, we pop that on. We get our gear off. Let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, they can't see us now. Okay. Okay, so that is going to work, I think. So if I now place a boat here, we'll get our lead attached. Do this. Perfect. Okay. And we drag the witch over. Attach it there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Success. All right. This invisibility is going to work. This invisibility is going to work. I think if we hold a pickaxe, they might be able to see. No. Okay. So, now we need to get these on this side. Fantastic. Okay, so this is going better than I thought. Let's put a boat here. Again, we'll get this on. Hopefully the witch steps out into the boat. There it is. Okay. Then we're going to drag the witch this way. Okay, and not into the horse pen. Hello. There we go. Okay, that one's attached. Very good. Okay, we got a witch train now going on. Very cool. And this last one here. The bubbling lava kind of sounds like witches drinking potions, so I got a little worried there for a moment. Okay, and then let's attach the lead. Put this one here. Hop on in. You're free. There you go. Okay. And then we're going to, again, come this way. And we're going to make sure and get this witch out here. Bada boom. Okay. Perfect. Very good. Okay. Our witch train is now set. 3 buffer boats are now set as well. Whew. Okay. I think we are ready to lift off. Just in case it takes too long, I'm also going to get another potion of invisibility. Because I'm super nervous this might not work. Alright, so there's that. Right, we should also name these witches. Let's do that first, actually, while we're here. So we got some name tags in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we should have also some anvil action. Very good. So, we're going to name these witches. One will be named Claire. One will be named Blair. One will be named Scare. And one will be named Dare. So the 4 witch sisters, Dare, Scare, Claire, and Blair, all go into our base. So all 4 witches now named, so they should not despawn even if they're not in boats. I'm also going to take a minute here to patch this up so that nothing gets in to disturb Hypno's villagers. There we go. All patched up. Alright, we're ready to roll. Alright, so apparently you can actually boat with an empty boat with a guest. It's just super annoying, and I'm not sure why they made it so difficult to do. So you have to grab the boat, then have an empty hand, then go to the ghast, and not jump on it, but instead shift-click, which I did not do here. There we go. So now it's working, and we need to also hit ourselves with the potion. There we go. Okay, so you can see the witch is actually throwing potions, but this should now work, I think. And hopefully the buffer holds. Hopefully this is working. There we go. Okay, we actually gotta fly back this way, I think. How we doing? How we doing? How the witch is doing down there? We're gonna fly back this way a bit. Did they come detached? I hope not. Okay, the witches are down there. I think we got them all. I'm gonna quickly go up higher. Did we get them all? I think we got them. I think we're doing it. Let's go. I think we got them. Let's just quickly do this and see. Yeah, we got all the witches on the boat here. Yep, our buffer's working. I think we also might have picked up... Dude, did we pick up the goat? I think we also have a goat. But it looks like we got all 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the third one also has a goat. Hang on one sec. I'm going to go into free cam real quick. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got him! And a goat. The goat just wandered in. That's amazing. Okay. So, we're good to go then. We're good to go. Let's fly. Let's fly. We got to make sure and gain some height here. Both because we don't want the witches on the lower levels to basically run into anything, and because we can actually get shot down potentially at our base if we have a bunch of witches dangling and a creaking steps on a pressure plate, where another mob steps on a pressure plate that shoots fireworks into the air. We could potentially be slain. So we're going to get some height here by going up slowly. We are, of course, invisible. And then we go forward from here with all the mobs in tow. And we're going to slowly now fly all these mobs back to our base. Let's go. Yep, so this is kind of what I was worried about here. We get over here and it's nighttime. Nobody else is on to sleep. Creakings could spawn and launch fireworks up at us now from the wall that we built. And it could potentially, knock some of these boats off kilter and basically destroy them, dropping the mobs down to a lower level. But hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully we're too far away. We're about to lose invisibility too. We'll see what happens here. I think the witches might start throwing potions. But it seems like they are not. Seems like they're not. Okay, so let's move over this way. You got to position this precisely so that they fall in where they're supposed to. I might actually want to sleep here too. But let's just get them into position first. So I think like around here is where we want to drop these guys in. Let's see, a little further along. Okay, that's about right. We want to drop them down to the bottom. So if we keep coming over here, I think about here, and then straight down is where we want to go. Perfect. All right, down we go. And okay, some of the witches are at the bottom. Good. I'm going to put my stuff back on. We're going to shift off of this. And we're going to cut the rest loose. Whoops, not that loose. Not that loose. Get back on and then go back up. And hopefully we see the witches in the boats down below. Very good. Yeah. All right. I'm going to sleep through the night. I'm going to get this ghast reattached to our base, but I think we should have 4 witches and a goat. A goat down there. We'll probably have to get rid of the goat just because it'll probably kill the witches if we're not careful. But I think that we now have secured 4 witches down there. Alright everyone, we are invisible once more, and we're going to go see if we can free these witches from the boats down here. So we're going to just walk on down this way. Let's make sure we don't have anything in our hand. And we should see some witches down here after we jump into the water here. And yes, we do. Very good. Okay, we see how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're all attached to other boats and stuff. So I think if I shoot these boats, there's 3 gone. Very good. I'm also going to shoot the goat. Oh, because the goat will ram the witches. Okay. There's 1 free. 2, 3, 4 free. Okay, there we go. Do we care about the boats? Maybe. Let's see if we can make it our way over here. Just pick these things up. Hey, we don't want to get hit by a witch, but there we go. Okay, so down here we got... Just gonna get rid of this. So we got Dare. We got Claire. We got Scare. And we got Blair. And I'm about to be hit with some bad stuff here. Okay, we got Slowness. We got Poison. Yeah, we got a bail. We got a bail. Oh, God. 1, 2, 3. Fly, fly, fly. Where's my rockets? We're out. We're out. We're out. We're out. We're out. Okay, we made it. Woo. Okay. So, Claire, Scare, Dare, and Blair, all down there. The 4 witch sisters that make up the corruption and started the corruption here at our base. With the witches now secured at the base, it's now time to take a break to celebrate. Head on over to Metro Mayhem, and there's a couple things I want to show you over there. So Metro Mayhem, the goal with me in Metro Mayhem, I wanted to basically show up every day at Metro Mayhem and at least do 1 run per day, which I ended up doing. And I also wanted to try to improve every day. Some days I did just 1 or 2 runs. Some days I did 10 or 15 runs in a single day. So we really spent a lot of time here trying to optimize the route because I felt like I was moving pretty well in the previous run, which I showed last episode, but there was still some room for improvements and some hypothetical jumps that I had not tried yet because I wanted to get the basic part of the route done first and get that down pat and then work on the more advanced jumps. And that's exactly what I did. And eventually I ended up saving from the previous run over 15 seconds compared to my personal best, even though I had like I said, a pretty decent run last episode. And eventually ended up with my best run being the run I'm about to show you right now. Alright, so here we go, my best Metro Mayhem run for Season 1. So we start off, obviously, on the train, as we always do. This is kind of similar to what we did in the previous run, except I'm just better at it. So I don't even shift going through this section here. We head hit all the way to the trapdoor here, jump up, and then do more head hitters down the train right here. So this route, I think, is pretty much the optimal way to do this one. And instead of going around the cobweb, we're now jumping over the cobweb, which is a slight change from what we did in our previous run. Unfortunately, we missed the door here in this run, despite this being our best run. So there is still time to save since the door held us up there. Then we come into the water section. This water section is super fun, and I've improved a lot from when I started on this section. So we just absolutely smashed that part of the run. So that was really good. And then we have the shortcut here open over the honey blocks. Now this actually is a shortcut. This saves you about 10 or 15 nuggets per run compared to going the other way if it's not open. So definitely needed to set a PB, at least for me, because every nugget is important. At this point, I should say my PB was 9 stacks and 3 nuggets. So we're trying to beat that at this point. And so yeah, we get some boosts off the slime. We were gonna do a boosted trapdoor jump here, but the slimes were in a bad position. But we absolutely smashed the slime section as well. Got through that perfectly clean. And since we didn't take any damage there, we actually skipped the pizza here in the pizza room with the Ninja Turtles, and we just go right to the parkour. You might hear the music. Whenever the music changes to the higher pitch, that's how you know if you're already on the parkour section that the run is pretty good. At least that's how I determined it. And so we're doing some pretty decent parkour here, all the way through this section, and then we have a good transition here. We now go on the left here to save a little bit of time, whereas before in the last run we went to the right. And then again here, this is the difference between the last run I showed and the current run. I've started jumping to the right side because this is significantly faster than going left here. You just go onto the stair and then jump off to the right, which is a very tough jump, but we nailed it at full speed there. And then we just fall off the end here without having to go through any of the bubble columns in that room. Then here we have a couple head hitters. This is also, I think, a faster route than we did previously, but there's a vine on the side here and we can just stair boost up super quickly, just like that. And then here again, another time save compared to the previous run. We just jump from the slime block all the way up to the top jump and then just onto the platform directly. So that saved us a lot of time compared to the previous best run. Then we can get a shortcut here over the top of the mesa area and directly onto the Season 5 tree. We get a head hitter here, and we can boost up here. This actually, we could save time here by doing some stair boosting there, but decided not to do it there because I was in a bad position. But we get a nice boost off the ladder here, and then we do some head hitters to save some time through this tree. Which at this point we're on still pretty decent pace, but again the door cost us some time, and there was a few minor like hitches we had throughout the run, but still a decent time at this point. So now that comes the hardest, in my opinion, the hardest part of the jump, which is the fire tick jump. So you can actually damage boost yourself up 1.5 blocks. You see I actually miss it the first time, but the second time I get it, and we go through. We then hit the skip here over the Season 8 area that Doc and Ren built. His name indeed is Mumbo Jumbo. And then it's just jumping over the final area at the decked out, and then trying not to hit any berry bushes in this final section, and there we go. Maybe? Maybe? Oh, 9-2. Nine and 2 hugs. Alright. Alright. Well. We can do better, but man. These 2 nugs, get them out. Get them out. So that run was pretty good. That run was pretty good. 9 stacks and 2 nuggets was the best run I had, and that was good enough to get us first place at Metro Mayhem this season. We ended up in first place by just 2 nuggets over Etho. Etho and I both were pretty close to optimal runs here with these 9 stacks and 2 nuggets. I do think there was a sub 9 out there that I could have gotten, you know, with the door not closing in my face and hitting the fire tick jump first time. That probably would have put us at like 859, 858. And a few other minor tweaks and optimizations definitely could have occurred. I think probably the best, like the theoretical best you could do is like 850, 8 stacks and 50 nuggets. So you could save maybe another, you know, 4 seconds maybe off my run if you had an absolutely like tool assisted speed run type of run. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that run, and I gotta say a big thanks to Impulse for putting this all together, and to the other hermits who also helped out in making, you know, the individual season sections, the theme sections at the end. Very cool game, very fun game, and looking forward to running it again in Season 2. That's it for me today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode. Farewell.